Hey real fam, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. I'm super excited about today's video. I'm always excited about my videos. Anyway, before I start with today's video, I just want to remind you of the video that I shared the last time. It was on gratitude. So I spoke about the power of gratitude, and the message behind that was it's important for us to understand that being grateful for what we have now is the foundation of all abundance. And what I was emphasizing there was that each and every day of your life, you need to be grateful for each and everything that you have. No need to look at how big or how small it is, but you just have to be grateful. But of course, if you didn't watch that video, you're welcome to watch it after this one. Yeah, do that. So today's another powerful, impactful video, and this is more personal. It talks to the person in you. Okay, so we're talking about taking control of your life. Yes, taking control of your life. So when you speak about taking control of your life, we think of a lot of things that are happening in our lives, a lot of things that you need to do in your life and all of that. But let me start by saying this, that we think that we have everything under control, but there's a lot that we really don't have control over. There's a lot that we really don't have figured out. So there's so many things that are happening in our lives, and I want to try to bring you back to the center. And for me to do that is to help you find, a way to be able to take control of your life. And that is something that will probably help you in finding a better way to take, responsibility and take better decisions, make better decisions on each and everything in your life. So I want you to take note of this before we can even dive in deeper into the conversation. It's important for you to know that if something is yours, or if something is meant to be yours, it will definitely be yours. And all you've got to do is to just appreciate your journey, enjoy the process. And while you do that, take charge, be you, do you. Don't try to be something that you're not. Focus on yourself, focus on the process, and put in the effort. Challenge yourself and work towards being the best version of yourself. And you can only do that by being real and being unique. It's one thing trying to be something that you're not. So trying to be something that you're not is not what we want you to do right now, okay? So it's important for you to take note of that. So that is what you got to do for yourself right now. And I want you to take note of that, of course. Yeah. So as we dive in deeper, we have to now personalize this or make this very personal. And because you are now fixing your life, this is not someone else's life, but this is your life. You are fixing you. And where do you start? How do you start? By fixing all of that. So you start fixing yourself. Because we are very caught up in wanting to fix things around us, fix everything in the world, things that we feel like needs to be fixed, but we forget to fix ourselves. And that is the most important thing. Fixing you is very important. You are the priority in everything that needs to be fixed. You are the highest priority. So understanding that you need to fix you is important. All right. So you're probably wondering, what is it that you need to fix when it comes to yourself? What do you need to fix about yourself? Well, I'm going to revert that question back to you and ask you this. What is that one thing, or what are those things in your life that you feel need to be fixed? There has to be something in your life that you feel like, I think this part of my life needs to be fixed, or whatever the case may be. So I'm reverting that question back to you. So draw up a list of the things that you feel like need to be fixed in your life, and the things that you feel like you are able to control, and of course the things that you can't control in your life at this very moment. So that's where you should start. So that's where we're gonna start. understanding that part first and identifying all of those things first. In that way, we will be able to have a clear picture of, okay, when I say I want to take control of my life, it means I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly what needs to be, fixed, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be taken into account, what needs to be prioritized, and all that, right? So that is very important. Now, understanding that part, or after dwelling much into fixing yourself, you also need to realize something, that as much as you are the master in terms of controlling your life, you are not in charge, if I have to put it that way. We know for a fact that God is our light, God is our guide. We wake up each and every day because of His grace, and I believe that God giving you an opportunity to open your eyes in the morning, to be able to get up, it's a sign that He has done His part, and He has a purpose for you, and He wants you to continue with that purpose, if I'm making sense. So where I'm going with this is that when God allows you the opportunity to wake up and see another day, it means that it's a sign for you to be grateful. Of course, that's gratitude coming again. It's for you to be grateful and to get up and do what needs to be done to fulfill your purpose, for example, or to take control of your life. Because as much as God takes care of all of us, the universe and everything, we know that He has given us the power to make better decisions. He has given us the power to be able to do certain things with our minds, with our talents, with our gifts, and all of that, right? So now, when you are able to, actually, when God gives you an opportunity to be able to get out of bed, you now get to decide. When I get out of bed in the morning, what do I do? Do I start by going through my phone? Do I start by praying? Do I start by going and taking a shower, or going to the kitchen to make food? Whatever. You make a decision of what you're going to do. You make a decision of how your day is going to start, which is something that I've also always emphasized, that you need to take ownership of your life, take ownership of your time, take ownership of your mornings and all that, right? But we're not talking about that. We are still on you making a decision of what you're going to do when you wake up with your life, all right? So making a decision now relies or is dependent on you. As much as God has done His part, making a decision it's actually dependent on you. And how does one make a decision? So you make a decision based on your thoughts, right? You make a decision based on your thoughts. And where do your thoughts come from, or what triggers your thoughts? Let me put it that way. What triggers your thoughts? So your thoughts are triggered by the things that you consume in your mind. It can be the programs that you watch, it can be the people that you spend time with, it can be whatever that you consume from your social platforms, it can be anything from TV, all of that. So whatever that you consume has the power to trigger your thoughts, right? And once you have those thoughts, for you to make a decision, your thoughts also play a huge role. I want you to understand me. Your thoughts play a huge role when it comes to your decision making. That's why it's important for us to be careful about what we consume, to be careful with what we put in our heads, what we pay attention to, what we allow. Because remember, you have every right to say no to something. You have every right to agree to something. You have every right to not watch a certain program that does not add value in your life. All right? So Those are things that you need to think about, especially if you want to take control of your life. You need to look into those things. Look at your space. How is your space? How is your cycle? Your cycle of people. Yeah, it can be people, it can be your friends, it can be your family, it can be anything. The books that you're reading, it can be the apps that you have on your phone, it can be anything. So that is something that you need to take into account. Okay, so we do understand that time is very important, right? And there's a saying that says, time waits for no man. There's also one that says, time wasted never regains, right? And then there's another one also that says, time flies when you're having fun, right? You know that sometimes you will be caught up in doing something that you're enjoying, and then the next thing you need to either go or you need to do something else, and then you look at the time, you're like, wow, time flies when I'm having fun, right? So that also, it's something that you need to ask yourself. Are you having fun with your time? Or are you wasting your time? How are you using your time? And how is that affecting your life? I'll make it an example with TikTok. And this is just my example. I've got nothing against whoever spends more time watching TikTok or whatever, or doing videos on TikTok, whatever. Actually, I feel like doing a video on TikTok is more easier than having to watch. Because when you watch, you get to spend so much time scrolling through each and every video, as opposed to just doing a video and then posting it and that's it. So, like for example, I had my share of experience where I got to spend almost 2.5 hours scrolling through my phone, watching TikTok videos. And when I woke up, I felt so frustrated. I felt so frustrated that I spent 2.5 hours watching TikTok videos when I could have invested an hour doing something like work or whatever. And those videos are fun, they're hilarious and all that, but it's a question of how are they adding value? How are they contributing to you taking control of your life? How are they doing that? The 2.5 hours that you spend watching those videos and then leading you to being frustrated means that there was something valuable that you could have actually done with those hours. Maybe waking up, exercising for like an hour, and then after that checking your emails or doing some work. Like there's so much that you can do in 2.5 hours, guys. So much. But anyway, let me not dwell into that. My point is that it's very important for you to know how you use your time. Are you having fun with your time, doing the things that you love, doing things that add value in your life, or are you just wasting it? So those are things that you need to think about when you want to take control of your life. Think about those things. And then prioritizing. Prioritizing, guys. Where does your priority lie? Prioritizing things in your life is very important. So know your priorities, sweetie. Know your priorities, honey. You have to know where your priorities lie. So there's so much that we can do for ourselves. There's so much that we can do for our world. There's so much that we can invest our time in. But I'll repeat this by saying that if you're going to invest in something that doesn't add value in your life, then it's not necessary. It's not necessary at all. You are wasting your time. So try by all means to look into yourself, look into all the things that you're doing, and ask yourself, is this going to add value? Is the time that I'm spending doing this going to help me in any way? Because imagine, guys, like a day has like so many hours. And imagine at the end of the day, you sit and you're like, I didn't achieve anything out of this day. I didn't achieve nothing, zilch. And then you ask yourself, is that how I want to live my life? Is that how I'm going to take control of my life? I don't think so. I don't think that's what you want to do. That's definitely not what I want to do. And I definitely don't think that this is what you want to do. So try changing things around and think about your priorities. Know where your priorities lie and know what you're investing your time in, and choose that wisely, and align that to your life, align that to your plan, your progress in life, and each and everything that you want to achieve. Now, I'm not talking about your talents. I'm not talking about your a talent is something that can just vanish tomorrow and all that, right? But when you're gifted when you have a gift, if you can prioritize something that you are very good at, something that you're very excellent in, then you know for a fact that this will actually be of benefit. All right. That's why, okay, this brings me to the last point. And my last point is, it's important for you to do what you love and to stay on your lane. So earlier I did mention the fact that if you can take control of your life and appreciate the process and be unique and be real, do something that resonates with you, do something that serve your purpose, do what you're gifted at. Like, understand that it's possible for you to do a lot of things in life. You can do so many things, but that does not mean you have to do it. That does not mean you have to do all of those things. So where am I going with this? Try not to be selfish and try to be a master of everything. We can see you are amazing. People can see that you are capable of doing so many things, but are those things serving any purpose in your life? Are they? If they are, then cool. You can continue. But if they are not, can you try to find yourself, find you, try to find the best version of yourself and do you, and focus on that. I mean, there's nothing beautiful than growing in something that you love, growing in serving your purpose, growing in doing something that is so you. Don't try to be someone else. Do not try to be someone else. It's okay for you now to look into yourself, look into the mirror and say, you know what, I've been living other people's I haven't been taking charge of my life or living my purpose. I've actually been taking charge of other people's lives and living other people's lives. I have not been myself. And it's easy for us to get to fall into that trap, because even with social media, it's like you've got icons, you've got people that you consider to be your inspiration, and you want to be like them and you admire them. And sometimes you forget that it's okay to admire them, but don't try to be them. Be yourself. Find yourself in the process, and be inspired by what they do, but do not try to be them. You understand? So I wish and hope that you get to find yourself, because in that way you will be able to take control of your life. That's what I think. And there's a quote by Oprah which I thought really speaks to this kind of conversation, and that quote says, you are responsible for your life. You can't keep blaming someone. Okay, you are responsible for your life. You can't keep blaming somebody else for your dysfunction. Life is really about moving on. I think this will be the best way to end it. Life is really about moving on. If right now you were stuck in the place where you were focused on doing things that are really not for you, it's time for you to look into the mirror, look into yourself, admit it to yourself, be real and be honest with yourself, and then after that, move on. Find you and then move on and take charge of your life. That's it. I hope that this video was informative and you've actually taken something out of it. If there's nothing that you have taken, I want you to take this part out. Know that finding you and knowing your purpose is very important. It's just a direction for all things to be better or be best, if I may say so. So do find yourself and know what you want, know your direction, and be true to yourself. This one thing that you can, if this one thing that you can do for yourself is to be true to yourself, and that's it. That's it. Alright guys, we've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I mean, I thought I was one amongst a few that watches videos until the end, but the fact that you're here, it means that you're part of the gang, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and yeah, may you get inspired, may you grow in your life and whatever endeavors in your life. So yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, love you always.